right?
Hell yeah.
That's what matters. I mean, probably not exactly the way you wanted to go, but give us the feel right now.
Because of the change of opponents, I had to kind of adapt my style and look where the biggest advantage was in the fight, and I believe it was on the ground. He has a kickboxing background, he's fought in Glory, etc., etc. So I believe I had a big advantage on the ground. I wanted to feel him out in the first round and sort of draw him into a bit of a wrestling match. And then somewhere in the first or second, I broke my knuckle or the top of my hand. So I couldn't let my hands go as much as I wanted, so I just had to keep on wrestling,
Interesting. So I was going to ask, obviously we wouldn't expect it to wrestle that much, but so a little bit planned, a little bit had to change on the fly.
I mean, the plan was always to go into the first round and grind him a bit and get him tired, because he did take the fight on short notice. So I was trying to drain him out a bit and then let my hands go from the second, but I could feel there was something wrong, and I believed I could get the fight to the ground and finish him.
You're the first one to fight out there. Give us an idea. What is the feeling out there? The heat, the humidity. I mean, is it going to be impacting people tonight?
Man, let me tell you, that was the first thing I said to my corner. I was like, this place is so hot. I couldn't breathe properly. It was, I come from altitude, so I believed I would have great cardio out here, which I felt it did. But the heat really sapped my energy really quick. So I just had to bite down and keep going,
Well, like I said, you got the point.
Hell yeah.
What's next? I mean, it's something you have to heal up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and see what happens with this. Get my doctor to check it out, and then we'll speak to my management team, and we'll go from there. Yeah, it really was. I mean, I knew he was 6'1", I'm 6 foot. So I figured I needed to only pick him up a couple inches, and put him on his back. But he was a lot taller. He felt a lot taller than 6'1". So his length really did play a difference. He was strong. He was a strong guy. I mean, he's 22 years old, so I'd expect him to be strong. So I mean, man, in this game you have to adapt. You can't just go in and think that your game plan is going to go the way it works, the way it is. But I just had to adapt in the fight, and the end result's the end result. I think it was 17 days or something, but at first I was really upset because I thought that was going to be a great fight. I thought we'd have a really good fight. We could probably put on fight of the night or get a bonus each. This is the sport. We have to adapt. There's nothing we can do about it. If it happens in the next fight, I have to do the same thing and adapt and just look at the opponents and go from there. Sure, of course. There's a bunch of guys that I like to fight. But again, it's not up to me, it's up to the UFC and my management team, depending on what we want to do next. It was awesome to have someone like Cyborg just in South Africa. We don't get many superstars in South Africa. It's quite a far place. So it was amazing to have her there and for her to share her knowledge and for her to see what kind of talent we have in South Africa. We got my friend JP Bass, who's right there on the cuff of getting signed to the UFC, and when he gets in here, he's going to shake up the bantamweight division for sure. It means everything to me. My country, we're going through some hard times at the moment. We're going through a few tough times, and my message was to say, we're South Africans. Let's pull together and let's stop killing each other. Let's band together and let's bring the country up rather than bring it down. I really hope it does. Like you said, we've got a bunch of guys with African heritage, and if we bring it to Africa, I'd love it for it to be in Cape Town, my hometown.
Don, you spoke about it already, but can you tell us exactly, is that the harshest kind of environment you've ever fought in, would you say, because of the air conditioning and stuff and the humidity?
Not really. I used to live in Thailand, so I've fought a bunch of times. I think because it's MMA, and wrestling and the heat and the grind, it does get to you, and especially after weight cuts and stuff like that, trying to keep hydrated in this heat's really tough. So, like I said, you have to adapt and evolve, Hey, I'm part of the new generation. My coach Richard Quan, he's the man. We got a team of killers at Coach Quan University, and all we need is that little bit of attention and a little bit of opportunity to get into the bigger shows and get some eyes on us. And that's all we need. We got killers in South Africa. It all depends on what's going on with my hand, but you know, hopefully early next year, maybe the first, second card of next year, but as soon as possible. Yeah, thank you guys.